Warfare video. And today we are doing another elite weapon gameplay slash review type impressions video on the ARX-160 Damnation. I'm going to be getting the steel bite in the next upcoming Prestige. So be on the look for that. So my impressions on this, let me look at the stats. So it obviously you don't need a foregrip on this period at the start when you first get this, like even on the base weapon you don't need foregrip, but this one has a free foregrip for you. So that's a bonus. Then you have the +1 range. Well, who doesn't like more range? But this gun, it's improving on the ARX's best attributes that don't need to be improved. And that's why I feel like it's not the best gun ever. It's not the best elite gun you could ever use. Oh, where's this guy? Great, he stole my gun. I'll get this guy. Or I'll get this guy. We've lost the lead. Come on. Come on! There we go. Another thing about it, minus damage. Not the best on this weapon because it's not a one burst weapon. And the minus, I think that's magazine size, or that's like the ammo that comes with it. Not a great thing either. And minus handling, whatever. So my impressions on it are, you probably won't like this. It's not really that big of a change. It improves on things that don't need to be improved. And yeah, that's basically it. Like it's nice, you know, it's an elite ARX, that's cool, but you want the steel bite, you don't want this. Another thing about it, it looks cool, but then again, the steel bite looks better. Like, this thing is not as good as the steel bite, as you can probably already tell from watching the video. The steel bite will beat it any day. Probably if this fires first, the steel bite's gonna beat it. Yeah, there's not much. Oh crap! There's not much you can do about how. Yeah, you can't do anything when it comes to the steel bite. The steel bite, that thing just wrecks. I'm so excited to get it. I've been really liking the ARX so far. But this does not mean this gun is terrible. This is a good gun if you want to put silencer on it. I have yet to do that, but I would assume so considering it adds that +1 range. It's an elite weapon, you know, you'll have an elite ARX, that's always a bonus. Like, there's little things that you can do to it to make it good, using the silencer. If you want to silence the ARX, go ahead and use this variant. It's a good idea. So basically, just use it. I think basically what I'm trying to say here is use it if you're going to use silencer. I don't know why I haven't used silencer yet. I kind of just thought of that during this video. Why didn't I use a silencer? But yeah, if you have this, keep a hold of it. But if you have the steel bite, get rid of it, because you're not going to want to use anything else. The two best variants are the hole puncher and the steel bite, as everyone would probably know. I think I just stole my teammate's care pack, but we'll put it to good use here. So my review, keep it, but if you have the steel bite or the hole puncher, get rid of it. And yeah, that's really it. So we're gonna focus on the game a little bit more now.
We're losing this fight.
Oh, I'm using. There we go. Come on, you guys can do it. This guy trying to take me down. Trying to take me down. Okay. I think in the next round we're gonna review the polar vortex, so stick around. As you can tell from the
Friendly UAV above.
the title.
Securing Alpha.
I thought I would play some Damnation, because it does take me like 3 to 4 minutes to review and get over everything I want in a weapon. I do repeat a lot of things, because it is a live gameplay, so sorry about that.
Enemy UAV online. A secure.
Yeah, we're going to use the polar vortex here. So, we are now going to do the polar vortex. So the polar vortex is the other, it's almost the same case as the steel bite and the damnation. It's the Poner versus the polar vortex. Now I have both now. I can definitely say the polar vortex and the EM1 are not like the Poner's better, but it depends on what situations you're using the EM1 for. So this EM1 is really good for long range, as you can tell. That was a really nasty 3-piece. And that shows off that it's really good at medium range. And this one, okay, we're gonna go over some things here. So, oh, my control freak fell off. My alpha fell off on my left thumbstick. There we go. So the polar vortex. This gun I use for medium to long range, but it does not mean you can't use it at short range, because this does the handling. Yeah, it makes the hipfire spread smaller, and as we all know, this is like the PC god weapon, because you don't need to aim down sights. And you can still use it for that, but I mean, you're gonna want to use it at medium to long range mostly. That's what this thing's mostly for. So you're gonna want to put stock and heat sink and foregrip on it, because foregrip is kind of a need on the EM1 now, at least for me. So the polar vortex, you're gonna want to use it from medium to long range. The Poner, now it's an interesting weapon, because you're gonna want to be up close if you want to do the hipfire thing, right? But it has minus handling or something, and the hipfire spread is much larger, so it's harder to do the hipfire spread kind of trick with the Poner. And kind of lost for words. So it's basically, you're gonna want to use the short range and stuff, but at the same time you're still gonna want stock and foregrip, and maybe even quick draw grip. Because you'll be up close. You're not going to try and do any long range with the Poner, unless you want to. But I recommend the polar vortex over that long range. So basically, it's just Poner for short to medium, and medium to long, you're using the polar vortex. That's basically like the range graph. If you viewed something from like Poner to polar vortex, and you're measuring EM1 status, polar vortex is all the way on the right, and Poner is all the way on the left. And that's kind of how you would measure any EM1, because I feel like polar vortex is the best for range, in my opinion, because it does really good at medium range. I haven't really tested its full long range capabilities. Anyway, so it's the same case. You probably want the Poner over the polar vortex, but that doesn't mean that the polar vortex is bad. It's still really good. That's why I haven't deleted it yet. And I'm not planning on deleting it anytime soon, because in some ways I like this one more than the Poner. But, I mean, who doesn't want that purplish beam that the Poner comes with, right? So, you know, there's the other plus side. This has a green beam, and that one has like a purplish beam. This one's kind of weird looking, same with the Poner, except the Poner looks way cooler. But yeah, the polar vortex is more of a laid-back EM1. Right now I'm kind of playing pushy, if you haven't noticed. Not working too great. Excuse me, but now I'm going to kind of play leaning back a little bit for you guys. Show you guys how its long-range capabilities come into play. And it's close range. It's still good at close range. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't use this thing at close range. Whoa, you can get up there?
Enemy care package incoming. Securing Charlie. Paladin.
Whoa.
Paladin requesting assistance. System hack. Enemy hunter.
How did they get up there? I want to get up there. I'll just grapple into the snake mode. Oh, that's not a good idea. But yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this review of the Polar Vortex and the ARX-160 Damnation. I thought, since I was playing a Damnation game, I'd just do both in one game, because sometimes they tend to kind of drag on a little long. We lost. Kind of sucks. Whatever, we got through with both of these weapons. Now I can go back to opening more supply drops, earning advanced supply drops through levels. I don't think I'm going to be buying any advanced supply drops anytime soon. Maybe if I find free codes that that YouTubers are giving away and it's for PS4, maybe I will get one of those codes somehow and do some for you. I don't have any money on me. I just bought something on the internet that I will be unboxing for you guys. And when you see it, you're probably going to be thinking, Sgt.Phantom, why is this on your channel? And it's just, I like unboxing stuff, so that's why it's on the channel, if you're wondering when you see it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the Polar Vortex review and the ARX-160 Damnation review / gameplay thing, and I will see you guys next time.